Listen, I am way too excited about today's video because we are going to kill two birds with one stone. If you are struggling with how to stand out in a crowded market, this video is for you because I'm going to give you 5 ways that you can actually create a competitive advantage in your business and your marketing strategy so that you can stand out even if you're in a saturated market. And not only that, but by implementing one of these competitive advantages in your business, this is also going to help you getting pinned into that whole pricing struggle where people are shopping your products and services solely based on price. Typically, when people are shopping on price, it is because they are comparing apples to apples. But when you implement some type of competitive advantage into your products and services and what it is that you're offering, then price becomes irrelevant because people are no longer comparing apples to apples, and it's like comparing apples to oranges. All right, so let's go ahead and get into today's video. Welcome back to my channel. I am Ebony Evaughn, your favorite business coach and lunch strategist here in these internet streets. I use my educational background in business management and MBA, as well as my professional work experience in human resources, instructional design, and data analytics, and my almost decade of entrepreneurial experience to help online service providers to build sustainable online businesses. Welcome to Launchmas. This is my own personal spin on Vlogmas, where I am bringing you 12 days of nothing but lunch strategies, marketing tips, and sales advice. In today's video, we are talking about competitive advantages and 5 ways that you can stand out in a saturated market. All right, and I don't even want to waste any time. I want to jump right in with competitive advantage strategy number 1, which is by serving a untapped market. And basically with this strategy, what you want to do is find a underserved or untapped market where you can fulfill a gap or void that exists. And if you are a reality show geek like I am, you probably watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, and on a previous episode this season, there was an episode where Tiffany was actually in a meeting where she was partnering with a company that made glasses for people of color. And I remember watching that scene and I was like, dang, like, why had nobody ever thought about this before, right? As someone who wears glasses, is supposed to wear glasses, like, I had just normalized the fact that when I do wear my glasses, I'm always just like pushing them up on my face because they don't sit on my face right. And I was thinking about it as I was watching the episode, like, dang, like, I have become so just like, okay, let me push my glasses up. But to me, I had never even thought about the fact that, like, maybe I have to keep pushing my glasses up because these glasses aren't made for someone who has a face like mine. So when I watched that episode, I was like, wow, that is crazy that this lady has an entire business model that is built around the research to actually create eyeglasses for people of color so that we don't have to go through the hassle of, like, you know, them not staying on your ears, constantly having to push your glasses up. Like, just make some glasses that fit faces like mine. But anyways, that is an example of creating a competitive advantage where you are serving an untapped market. Because no one else is focusing on that market, it's going to be really easy for, I don't know the lady's name. I have to look up her business so that we can put it in this video. But that is a way for her to stand out and serve an untapped and underserved market. And I know me as a person of color who wears glasses, I will definitely be interested in the market research and if they do make glasses specifically for people of color, because your girl gets tired of pushing my glasses back up. Okay. All right, so let's get into the second competitive advantage strategy that you can use to stand out in a saturated market, and this is going to be through innovation. So when it comes to innovation, this is you either doing something new are doing something differently and better than it's been done in the past. Some people may argue this ain't necessarily innovative, but I always think about like Mark Zuckerberg, and when Facebook first started, it was literally a college network, a social media site for college students. You had to have the .edu email address to even sign up and verify your registration, right? So in the beginning stages of Facebook, I definitely felt like it was very innovative. In addition to Facebook, I can use my own business as being innovative, like when it comes to my lunch accelerator, right? So if you're an OG on this channel, you know around this time last year, I did a focus group. I interviewed over 50 different coaches and course creators about their experiences working with other coaches. And one of the things that really came out of that study group and focus group that I did was, you know, all the coaches were pretty much going to group coaching programs, but when they did that, clients and students inside of their programs were starting to feel like they didn't necessarily get the support and attention they needed. So with that data from my focus group, what I did was I restructured my own coaching program, and I just made it to where, okay, they get the course curriculum, they get the program curriculum, which is available 24/7 on demand. And as they go through the curriculum, instead of it being like a group program where we meet once a week, as they go through the lessons, they can reach out to me and submit their content or their work for review. And I personally will look at their sales page, I will look at their social media content, their emails, and give them personalized feedback directly from me. So people get the personalized attention that they need, versus in a group program where, you know, people may only have a 1 hour coaching session and then you can't get to everybody, so people feel left out. So that is one way where I have been able to do something that's innovative that I don't see other coaches offering, but I'm also fulfilling a void in the coaching industry as well. So that's another example of being innovative when it comes to having a competitive advantage that helps you to stand out in a saturated market. Let's move on to number 3, which is product differentiation. And we are going to talk about one of my favorite business models that I use as an example all the time on this channel, and that is Fashion Nova. When it comes to product differentiation, this is basically creating a product or service that has unique features or unique qualities that really stand out. And this is why Fashion Nova has been able to be so successful, because they basically was like, hey, instead of it being like you have H&M where either this is where you go when you want clothes that are for stick girls that are a size 0, you know, don't have large boobs, don't have a large butt, don't have all of these different body features that are enhanced or you need to highlight or emphasize. And then on the other side of that, you have like, hey, if you're curvy, you got big hips, you got big breasts, you're gonna have to go to 𝗪𝘁𝗏, right? So it was like nothing in between. Either it's H&M type clothes or you have 𝗪𝘁𝗏. And so Fashion Nova came in the mix and was like, you know what? We're going to create trendy clothes that can fit any body type. Okay, if you're a little curvy, you got the hips and body, yaddy, yaddy, however that song go. And you know, if you got the curves, you could still be trendy. You could still get the latest fashions and look cute. We gonna make clothes specifically for you guys. And that is why Fashion Nova has been able to be so successful, because they had clothes and accessories that had unique qualities that other brands had not already considered. All right, let's roll on to number 4. Another way that you can implement a competitive advantage that helps you to stand out in a saturated market is by creating some type of unique process, unique framework, or methodology that helps you stand out from other people in your industry. This is going to be a great tactic to use if you are a coach, a course creator, and you are in a market that is really saturated where there's a lot of people that do the same thing, think about how you can create a step-by-step process or framework where you can teach it differently. So inside of my Lunch Accelerator, I teach people how to start businesses, right? But the way that I do that differently is I'm not just telling you, hey, pick something that's going to make you money. I'm telling people, listen, if you want to build a profitable and sustainable online business, you need to build your business around your purpose, your God-given talents, and the things that you're good at. And that is what's going to help you to do something that you like to do, you enjoy doing, you're good at, you can produce results, but it's something that you will be able to do for a lifetime and make money from it. When you look in the Bible says, Deuteronomy 8:18, I will give you the wisdom for you to be able to produce wealth, right? So those skills that God gave you, those talents that God gave you, baby, he gave them to you so you can make money. If you want to be able to make money and be successful, use the skills God gave you, right? But for a lot of other business coaches out there, they are simply telling you like, hey, do what other people are doing. Look on Amazon and see where there's a lot of people buying products or services and do that, right? People are saying just do anything to get rich quick type thing, and that may get you a little bit of results in the beginning, but it's not going to be sustainable. If you want to be able to build a sustainable business, the root of that is your purpose. And so that is why in my accelerator, I walk people through what I call the Purpose to Profits blueprint, where I walk them through my framework. Okay, like the first step is starting with your purpose. Once you know your purpose, you have to identify your pulpit. Once you have your pulpit, you got to create your product, right? Once you have your product, you got to build your platform. So that is the process that I take people through in not only my accelerator, but pretty much all of my courses and programs are based off of the framework that I teach. And so in your business, what is the unique step-by-step process that you're taking your students to that's going to get them to that end result that they want? And how is your process different from other people in your industry? And then another way to look at like creating a unique framework on a larger scale is if you think about like everyone is pretty much familiar with like the 7 habits of highly effective people or highly successful people or something like that. You also have Maslow's hierarchy of needs. All of those are popular and unique frameworks that have existed throughout time. All right, so let's get into the last thing. If you are watching this video and you're like, Ebony, I am not serving an untapped market. I don't have any type of innovation going on. I do not know how I can create any type of product differentiation or a framework that's going to help me stand out from the market. If you are like, what am I supposed to do? And then last but not least, if you cannot separate yourself with product differentiation, serving an untapped market, having some type of unique framework, then what you want to do is you're going to have to create some type of competitive marketing strategy. There's no other way for you to get around it if you want to stand out. So what that means is you're going to have to create some type of marketing plan that helps you to compete in your existing market. So maybe you can create some type of marketing initiative or campaign that is different from everyone else in your industry. A great example of this, I actually did a video about it a while back when Drake released, not the current album, but the one before, when he did all the billboards like in Atlanta and New York and all that. That was basically Drake being like, listen, I need to create a plan where I can compete in the existing marketing. And he's like, let me go to traditional marketing route, right? Which is something that is different because typically in today's market, everything is digital. People don't really use the traditional billboards for marketing anymore. And then also when you look at Drake's last album release, which I think Vogue is suing him, so this is like a good example, but not a good example. If he would not have actually used the actual Vogue magazine, but with this album release that Drake did for 𝗪𝘂𝗧, he used again a traditional marketing tactic with magazines, and he actually released the album with the Vogue magazine. So what he should have done instead of using the actual Vogue, he should have created like a fake Vogue that looked like Vogue but wasn't really Vogue, if that makes sense, because Vogue is currently suing him for trademark infringement. But the concept, the marketing idea was good. It just should have been thought out a little bit more. But both the magazine idea as well as using the billboards were genius ways to actually compete in an existing market. All right, so those are the 5 competitive advantage strategies that I have for you to be able to stand out in a saturated market. Let me know down in the comments below this video which one of these is your favorite. Have you tried any of these, or which one do you want to try first? Let me know down in the comments. As always, I want to thank you so much for stopping by my internet home. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on those notifications so you will be the first one to get notified when I upload the next Launchmas video tomorrow. All right, bye y'all.